Senator Menendez, you are recognized to speak on the bill.
President, with all due respect, I'd like to just mention that I am going to be speaking in opposition to the bill. Mr. President, members, I don't want to belabor the point. A lot has been said, but let's start off with what we can agree. We all want a safer Texas. I believe a safer Texas requires the community working hand in hand with law enforcement. It has been said, and it is very true, that when you have local law enforcement, they turn into immigration officers, you erode the trust. People stop reporting. People live in the shadows. If this were simply saying that you'd have to get to them to counties to agree with the people once they've been arrested for committing a crime, it would be a different bill. This bill is going to divert local law enforcement resources from investigating crime to processing immigrants for civil immigration violations. Additional funding for mid-sized counties is no guarantee of hiring more personnel, especially when you don't know what the grant's going to be. Our federal government has already diverted thousands of law enforcement personnel from investigating dangerous crimes like drug trafficking, terrorism, and sexual exploitation of children to low-level immigration enforcement. This 287G program does not target people who pose a danger to public safety. A comprehensive analysis of the program found that half of all the detainers issued through the program were for people who had committed misdemeanors and traffic offenses. What does this bill do? Senate Bill 8 forces counties over 1 million people to end up funding immigration enforcement agreements. It forces a state, not the federal government, state taxpayers, our taxpayers, to pay for the personnel cost of immigration enforcement in mid-sized counties under the 287G statute. The federal government cannot reimburse state and local governments for personnel cost. Members, in Prince William County in Maryland, with a population of 480,000 people, 287G costs the county $6.4 million over 1 year. Senate Bill 8 will eliminate local control over public safety by requiring the counties to accept agreements as offered. The bill does not offer any choice. The bill does not offer what works best for the local county. It says you will request, you shall, and you will go into an agreement as offered by the federal government. And the federal government could suddenly decide to require expensive, time-consuming training, and counties would have no authority to decline. Senate Bill 8 will remain in effect regardless of who is in power in Washington. The current training for this program is woefully inadequate. Senate Bill 8, we already know, it will lead to racial profiling and civil rights abuses. Why? Because these broad 287G agreements, like the ones currently being offered by the federal government, have been strongly associated with racial profiling and civil rights violations in other states. Members, I understand that sometimes it's easier to pass a bill to say we did something. I think this bill, however well-intentioned, misses the mark. I think it creates a lot of unintended consequences. And for those reasons, I would urge you to vote no, and I will be voting no against the committee substitute to Senate Bill 8. Thank you, Mr. President, members.